Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Yankee Candle Train Car Carols. Now, this vessel that I am reviewing for you guys today is one of their 3-wick candles. This fragrance, I believe, is also available in their large 2-wick tumbler format, as well as their kind of like single wick apothecary style jar. Might be available in a couple of other formats. But this is part of what they are calling, I believe it's called the All Aboard collection. So this is not really part of the Polar Express collaboration. Um, excuse me, but it does seem like, they still went with another train theme to kind of go alongside the Polar Express. Very simple label here. We've got kind of this, it looks like a postage stamp on the front. I don't mind the label on this one. I think it's okay. It's nothing too out of this world or yeah, I will say that I think I like the packaging a little bit better on this collection than I even do on the Polar Express. I do believe that the Believe candle was well packaged, but this one doesn't seem as cutesy or as cartoony as the Polar Express collection. So yeah, packaging on this is just, I mean, it just is what it is. This vessel does retail for $26.99. I happen to have purchased this during a $12.50 sale that they ran on the 3-wicks. I'll give you guys some final thoughts on these 3-wick candles at the end of this video. But let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance in particular. Train Car Carols is classified on the Yankee website as a fresh and clean scent. We have top notes of pine cones, fresh eucalyptus, leafy greens, black pepper. Mid notes of aromatic juniper, cinnamon, clove, lavender, cypress. Base note of cedarwood, sandalwood, patchouli, and velvet amber. Now, one of the things that Yankee Candle has started doing with the Polar Express collection, as well as this new All Aboard collection, is that they are listing kind of like the 2 main notes on the front here, which I kind of appreciate since Yankee doesn't put their fragrance notes on the bottom. They've kind of narrowed it down to aromatic juniper and cinnamon. So what does my nose smell? First and foremost, I am going to tell you guys that this fragrance probably was one of my favorite ones out of the entire Yankee haul that I did. Let's take Home for the Holidays aside, because we all know that is my like number one holiday fragrance, very nostalgic. But this fragrance, I actually really liked this one, as well as the Balsam and Cedar Fireside. I think that those two were probably my favorites upon cold sniff. I am going to tell you, upon burn, I actually still really like this fragrance. To me, it's interesting that they say that it's a fresh and clean fragrance, because I'm actually going to compare this scent to another fragrance from Kringle that recently was released. And to me, you guys, the Kringle Enchanted Winter, which also has some juniper notes. In fact, I brought it out over here. Enchanted Winter from Kringle has fragrance notes of pine, fresh, green, cypress, gin, and woody. Kringle's Enchanted Winter is a lot more fresh and green than this Train Car Carols. Train Car Carols actually has a little bit of warmth to it, which is why I think that I like it, because when it comes to tree fragrances, you guys know at this point, I tend to like warm and woody types of fragrances. I also like some spice mixed in with my tree scents. And so I think that that's why I'm actually liking this fragrance a lot more. I would say I like this fragrance even slightly more than the Balsam and Cedar Fireside. Now, here's the thing. Most of the notes that I smell here, I do detect some juniper. I also detect some cedarwood and sandalwood in here, a little bit of amber as well. Now, the amber in here is not overly perfumey, but I think that it is adding some warmth. Top notes, maybe pine cones, but I'm not getting anything overly eucalyptus or, green. I think that those mid notes, though, of cinnamon and clove are kind of balancing out all of the tree notes in here. Aromatic juniper, cypress, as well as a mid note there. I like I told you guys, this is definitely like a tree note, but it's not. How would I put this? This does not make me think of like actual Christmas tree. This makes me think of like that there's greenery around me in an environment, like I'm in a home or I'm in a business, like I'm inside somewhere where there's fresh Christmas greenery, but it's not necessarily a Christmas tree. I guess that's the best way that I can put it. It would probably be in a home where there's some juniper sprigs, or there's, cedarwood, or like there are sprigs or wreaths or something like that going on, but it's not overly dominated Christmas tree type of fragrance. Kind of hard to describe. But like I said, the cinnamon and clove note, maybe a little bit of black pepper, although my nose wouldn't detect black pepper just on the surface there. But again, the base note there is a little bit of sandalwood and velvet amber. That's kind of what I'm picking up, even more so than the cedarwood. Patchouli, not really heavy here. So here's the thing, you guys. I think that all of those notes, this one is definitely a more unique fragrance. If you happen to go into the Yankee store, pick this one up and see what you think about it. I do like the fragrance. Now, once again, I have said this about Yankee, and I still feel this way. I don't feel like this fragrance is as well um, executed, or maybe it is not as elevated as, say, a brand like Kringle when they do their tree scents. I feel like this is well done. Yes. Do I like it? Yeah. For the price point, yes, it's a nice candle. But if you are somebody who tends to like things that are slightly more elevated, um, yeah, this one's just kind of I don't see myself wanting to get backups of it. But let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle, because I have some thoughts. Okay, so you can see I am beyond the halfway point of this. I've burned probably 2/3 of the candle at this point. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. These 3 wicks from Yankee, I'm just going to tell you guys, if you're going to buy any of these collections, just go with the 2 wick. Go with the 2 wick large tumblers, because these 3 wicks, you guys, all of the ones that I have burned so far have given me puny wick issues. I've had wick issues with them from the outset. I think, what one was it? The first gift of Christmas. I had to like soak up wax after the first burn. This one, I will tell you guys, I'm still having wick issues. It's from the beginning. I actually would smell this candle. I had it lit in my daughter's bedroom in a hurricane, and then I would go in there and notice that like one wick had extinguished itself. I was constantly having to babysit this candle to see if the wicks were still lit. So you can see, like, the wicks are kind of, they're not horrible right now. They're actually, it sounds funny, they've kind of come to life a little bit more now, of course, now that they're on camera. But prior to this, you guys, they have been pretty puny. I've really had to keep a close eye on them. The other thing that I am going to tell you is that this one of these wicks last night, when I went to extinguish this, the wick clip did detach. So I am burning this against my better judgment, because I have been babysitting this candle so much. I am watching it. So far, the wick hasn't fallen over or gravitated, but I did want to let you know that I did have a wick clip detach on this. But here's the thing, you guys. This candle for me is about, at the max in a hurricane, is about a 6 in terms of strength and throw. Otherwise, I'm going to give it about a 4 outside of that. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that the wicks just are not burning very hot. They're struggling, and that has been my experience with all of these Yankee 3 wicks. Now, I was actually really excited a couple of years ago when Yankee brought back this kind of like reformulated 3 wick. I thought, oh, good, because maybe we'll get more strength and throw. But I've just experienced a ton of wick issues here. It's burning cleanly. I mean, I will give it that. But again, it's not burning too hot, so I wouldn't expect it to not burn cleanly. But yeah, this one, the fact that I have to be babysitting this is kind of annoying me, and it's not really worth it. If this were giving me like an 8 or 9 in terms of strength and throw, it would be worth it. But to me, this is just kind of a fragrance that I can burn in a bedroom in a closed concept. Out in the open concept, it gets completely lost. Again, now I've got this wick that's detached, so I have to keep my eye on it. It's just not burning hot enough. And truthfully, here's the other thing I'm going to tell you guys. I think I may have burned this one a little bit too long yesterday, or maybe the wax got a little bit too hot, because I am noticing that at this point in the candle's life, it's just smelling kind of waxy. I'm still getting some fragrance from it, but I am definitely detecting the wax smell in here. I don't know if that's the paraffin or what, but I am smelling, this is not a 100% soy candle, which is what I'm used to burning. So I can smell that the fragrance has slightly altered here, and I'm not loving it. Truthfully, you guys, I'm going to extinguish this one, put it in my empties pile, and call it a day, which is kind of a shame because I do like the fragrance. So this is my take, you guys. If you caught my candle chat last week, I kind of talked about this, but I am just going to say this. If you are interested in really good tree fragrances, if you want something that is really authentic, good tree scents, check out Kringle. Kringle, I know, can be a little bit conceptual or whatnot, but I am going to say that they are the brand that if somebody were to ask me and say, hey, what brand does Christmas scents very, very well, like when it comes to tree, outdoorsy, fresh? Kringle, far and away. They have such a variety of fragrances. They have colder air type of tree scents. They've got warm woodsy fragrances. If you are wanting a good fresh, like outdoorsy juniper, that enchanted winter from Kringle is really nice. But also if you're wanting something that's a little bit more like Christmas greenery, juniper and laurel, which I did a review on, I believe last week. That's a fantastic tree fragrance. Obviously their Christmas scent, they've got snow-capped Fraser. I saw that blue spruce just made its way into the Kringle lineup. What's the other one that I just had in my tree video? Here Comes Santa Claus. They've got some beautifully, you can just tell that their tree fragrances are more authentic and not overly conceptual. They just have beautiful layers to them. So I would just recommend that if you're looking for good tree scents, I don't know yet, I'm doing some pre-filming here. I don't know what the Black Friday sales are going to be looking like or if they've already started. I imagine they're going to be starting at any minute if they haven't already. But I anticipate that Kringle's probably going to be running some good sales for Black Friday. And I would just say that if you're looking for good, holiday greenery type of fragrances, that's going to be the brand that I'm going to point you to. Because I think that you're just going to get the most bang for your buck. That those 2 wicks in their soy wax burn a lot longer. So yeah, if they go on sale for 50% off for Black Friday, you're going to be paying like $15 for a vessel. These Yankee vessels, I believe their 2-wick tumblers retail for $35. And so at half price, those are going to be $17. They're going to be a little bit more. And I just don't think that you're going to get the quality I would say that Kringle would offer you. Now, that being said, if you are somebody who loves Yankee, you love the brand, you like their wax formula, and they run their Black Friday sale, I would say go ahead if you are interested in a good, indoor greenery fragrance. This one's a good one. And you can go ahead and pick it up. But as for me and my preferences, if you're somebody like me who's just kind of gone kind of, I guess, the same place that I've been on my fragrance journey, I would just say go ahead and go with Kringle. But this train car carols, if Yankee offers those large tumblers at 50% off, I would say go ahead and pick it up also. So those are just my thoughts, my rambling thoughts here for this review. Let me know in the comment section down below if you purchased this candle. What are your thoughts? What do you think about Yankee and these 3 wicks? You guys, at this point, I actually think I'm going to take back that Polar Express 3-wick. I haven't burned it yet. And just with the experience that I've had with these 3 wicks, I'm not very optimistic that that one's going to perform much better for me. So might take it back and get like an Illuma lid or something. I don't know, some type of accessory. So we shall see. But anyways, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.